Hola a todos, soy Lady Despoet, bienvenidos de nuevo a mi canal y hoy os traigo un muy especial porque vamos a investigar en los papeles desclasificados por la CIA. En este caso he introducido una búsqueda muy simple, JFK. ¿Veis? Los resultados, estos son de los aeropuertos, a la Guardia JFK, CIA, The Case for George Bush, Espionage, Mystery Still Lingers on Marilyn Monroe. He abierto el de Espionage y esto es lo que sale: Approved, Release, 2000, May 24, CIA. Pero aquí pone, si no lo veis, Time, February 7, 1969. Ok. Espionage. The Early Professional. To Allen Wells Dulles, who died at 75 of pneumonia in a Washington hospital last week. The gathering and interpretation of intelligence was vital to American survival in a threatening world. He modestly described his risky Arkansas calling as a craft but purposed at with an unrelenting enthusiasm and sphertic that helped make the Central Intelligence Agency, for all its adverse publicity and serious misjudgments, the world's most efficient espionage organization. British Major General Sir Kenneth Strong, former head of intelligence of the Supreme Allied Command. Como veis, es un poco difícil de leer. Bueno, como veis, esto es lo que sale en Espionage, por ejemplo. Vamos a ver The Case for George Bush, The New York Times, 19 de noviembre de 1975. CIA, The Case for George Bush. To the editor. The CIA has been under attack for allegedly violating its charter, which restricts it to foreign intelligence operations, for allowing assassination plots against foreign heads of the state, and for other peccadillos. Senator Frank Church, Idaho Democrat, has one committee which is investigating the CIA. President Ford has nominated George Bush as the new director of the CIA. The Times, the Baltimore Sun, Senator Church and Senator Proxmer, Democrat of Wisconsin, have indicated premature opposition to Bush even before he has testified. Let us look at that record. If confirmed, Bush will bring a Phi Beta Kappa from Yale, considerable experience as an administrator in the business world, experience as a naval aviator in the World War II, experience as a two-term congressman, and experience gaining into most dedicated, sensitive, and high positions in diplomacy. Chief of the U.S. mission to mainland China and U.S. ambassador to the UN. In other words, he brings intelligence, proven executive capacity, and a strong growing in foreign affairs. The objections to him are that he also served as chairman of the Republican National Committee, and that he is not a professional spook and is an outsider to the intelligence community. Consider that the CIA is under attack for us allegedly performing under the direction of insiders or professionals. Do we at this time want another insider, or do we want a fresh inquisitive outsider? Is Bush the first outsider? No, John McCone served as CIA director. He was not a professional spook. More recently, James Schlesinger served as CIA director. What were Schlesinger's credentials? He came from the academic world in 1969 to serve first as assistant director of the Bureau of the Budget and then as head of the Atomic Energy Commission from 1971 to 1972, when he became CIA director. Not a professional and not an insider. JFK selected brother Bobby Kennedy to the Attorney General of the United States. RFK had no previous experience as a prosecutor, but did have terrific partisan experience as JFK's campaign manager. The Attorney General is over the FBI, the domestic intelligence gathering in this country. The senators, chairs, and proclaimers vote to confer partisan, non-professional outsider RFK to that sensitive job. Did the Times and the Sun approve? Some say RFK worked out well. Does Bush deserve the same opportunity? And confirmation and approval of Bobby Kennedy, McCone, and Schlesinger square with the a priori attempt knifing of George Bush? I think no. Anthony J.P. Farris, Houston, November 11, 1975. Interesante, ¿no? Mi inglés no es bueno y traduciendo soy peor, así que ahora vamos a ir con Mystery Still Lingers on Marilyn Monroe. Curioso. Tiene una fecha de publicación de 6 de agosto de 1982. Mystery Still Lingers on Marilyn Monroe by Ronald Jace. Desde Chicago Tribune, 6 de agosto de 1982. Muy bien. Los Ángeles. Ever since Marilyn Monroe's new body was found sprawled on the bed of her fashionable home 20 years ago in Brentwood, California, there had been questions. Did she really die of a saline-ingested overdose of barbiturates as stated in the coroner's official report? Or was she murdered, injected with the lethal drugs against her will, as several investigators have since insisted? Wednesday, the 20th anniversary of the death of Hollywood's platinum blonde sex symbol, a Los Angeles private investigator who has spent more than a decade probing the case, said the answers are in Marilyn Monroe's so-called Red Diary. Missing since her body was examined in the Los Angeles coroner's offices. This diary names names, said Milos Berglio, director of the 76-year-old Nick Harris Detective Agency in Van Nuys, California. It may tell us who killed Marilyn Monroe. Speriglio is so confident. The diary contains incriminating murder evidence that is offering a 10,000 reward for it. Espero haber dicho bien 10,000. We know it still exists, says Sperlio, who also has a man that authorities reopened the Monroe case and held an inquest. I got a call from a New York attorney who told me his client had the book, but would turn it over only to a living blood relative of Miss Monroe's. Miss Monroe's only living relative is her mother, who has spent the last several years as a patient in a mental institution, Spelio said. There is also a half-sister. Several books writing after Monroe's death have linked her romantically with both the former President John F. Kennedy and one of his brothers, the late U.S. Senator Robert Kennedy. According to Spelio, the missing diary details those affairs and also contains information about the CIA plot to kill Cuban dictator Fidel Castro. Miss Monroe was murdered to keep her from talking about her relationship with the Kennedy brothers, the CIA plot, and her association with certain San Diego mafia figures, Spelio said. Just who may have murdered Monroe is still a matter of conjecture, and a wide range of theories have kept the public supplied with an almost inexhaustible flow of biographies and counter-biographies. One theory is that Kennedy, loyalists in the Department of Justice or the Central Intelligence Agency, killed Monroe with a lethal dose of barbiturates in order to protect the Kennedy brothers from a scandal. Writer Tony Sciazza, in his 1976 book Who Killed Marilyn, insists that neither Robert nor JFK was involved or knew anything about the murder allegedly committed on their behalf. Robert Slasher, another writer and close friend of the actress, said in an earlier book that Monroe had been upset over Robert Kennedy's attempts to break off their alleged affair and was angry because she could reach the then Attorney General at the Justice Department. He, Robert Kennedy, keeps avoiding me. I may just call a press conference and tell them about it and my future plans. Slasher said Monroe told him a few days before her death. Slasher, who came to Spelio with his information several years ago, asserts in his book that Robert Kennedy visited Monroe the day before her death. There was definitely a cover-up in Miss Murder's death, Sperlio said. Some famous people were protected. Jack Clemons, the Los Angeles Police Department homicide investigator, who was the first policeman to arrive at the dead actress' house, agrees. She was murdered by needle injection by someone she knew and probably trusted. Clemens told reporters, "This was the cover-up crime of the century, a matter of the Los Angeles Police Department and other officials here protecting a famous political family of the East who had good reasons to shut Monroe's mouth," said Clemens, who has since retired from the force. Deputy Colonel Lionel Grandison, who signed the death certificate, Hassan said he did so under duress. The whole thing was organized to hide the truth, he said. An original autopsy file vanished. A scrawled note that Marilyn Monroe wrote and which did not speak of suicide also vanished, and so did the first police report. It was time to sing the official report, or find myself in a position I couldn't get out of. It is the coroner's report that is at the center of the controversy, Spurgeon said. So it says death was caused by the injection of barbiturates. There was no trace of pills in the stomach when the coroner examined the body. Indeed, a toxicologist's report showed barbiturates only in the blood and liver, an indication that the drugs were not taken orally, but rather were injected. Deputy Medical Examiner Thomas Noguchi, who now holds the same position as he did in 1962 when he performed the autopsy on Monroe, flatly denies assertion that there was a cover-up in the Star said. There is nothing new about this talk and nothing new I know about how Marilyn Monroe died, says Noguchi, the recently demoted coroner of the Stars. The case has been investigated again and again. The autopsy records are public information. Noguchi also insisted that no samples were taken from Monroe's stomach because in the early 1960s it was standard practice to rely on blood tests only to determine the presence of drugs. Theodore Corfield, the Los Angeles County coroner when Monroe died, who has since retired, insists the case is closed. If someone doesn't believe it was suicide, it's a free country, he recently told a Los Angeles newspaper. Siguiente búsqueda, Bin Laden, lo sabemos, ¿no? Osama Bin Laden. So, stealing of industrial dust in air by moisture laden materials. Vale, voy a abrir la primera. Y aquí lo tenemos. Fecha: January 8th, 2002. O sea, después de los atentados ya. Para Miss Catherine E. Deer. De blanco. Curioso, ¿no? Curioso. I am a state prisoner who have been incarcerated for 17 years. However, I have saw the World Trade Center by watching my TV in my cell. Today, I'm furious about this tragedy. I'm asking you and this office for any information on Osama Bin Laden that you can share with me. I would appreciate if you can send me anything on above subject. Therefore, I will thank you and your office for sharing me your time patiently. Truly yours. No sabemos quién es. Freedom of Information. No entiendo las últimas palabras. Legal mail. Como podéis ver, es la carta de un preso que vio los atentados del World Trade Center y quiere información sobre Osama Bin Laden. No aparece el nombre del preso, seguramente por protección de datos, pero lo que sería interesante es saber si le contestaron. A mí realmente me gustaría saber si esa carta tuvo respuesta. The role of King Juan Carlos in Spanish politics. What? Found it. Juan Carlos wields no real power. What? Juan Carlos. Un alias. Don Juan Carlist offer of support to the Carlist. Vamos con The Role of the King Juan Carlos in Spanish Politics. Como veis, tiene fecha del 2 de diciembre de 1983 y es un memorándum. King Juan Carlos continues to be a key factor in the stability of democratic political institutions in Spain during the transition to democracy of 1975-1978. He was called the motor of change, the man whose behind-the-scenes influence ensured the peaceful dissolution of the Franco system and the creation of representative institutions. The king's legal powers were considerably reduced by the 1978 democratic constitution. He possessed the prerogatives of most constitutional monarchs, the authority to sanction and promulgate laws, convoke and dissolve parliament, and to propose or withdraw confidence in the prime minister. Aquí hay algo que está borrado. Juan Carlos is also, and most importantly, the supreme commander of the armed forces. It is in this latter capacity that he remains important de facto influence. Many senior officers believe that their ultimate duty is to Spain and the monarchy, not to the constitution or the head of the government. The king maintains frequent and close personal contact with top military orders and is attuned to their concerns. He has often acted as a lightning rod for military discontent over terrorism and a perceived decline in respect for national symbols, steering the officer corps away from interference in politics. When this tactic has failed, as during the abortive coup attempt of 23 February 1981, the king has not hesitated to exercise in public his prestige and authority, calling the military to order and explicitly associating the crown with the preservation of democracy. Since the socialists come to power in October 1998, the king's function of restoring the military has, ironically, declined in importance. Despite the general suspicions of a leftist government, they have come to view Prime Minister González with growing respect. He saw anti-terrorist measures, frequent public praise for the police and the armed forces, and close attention to the professional needs and aspirations of the military have been well received in the barracks. This has enabled the king to function more as normal constitutional monarchs, concerned primarily with ceremonial duty and keeping about the political fray. Básicamente que está contando lo que nosotros ya sabemos, las funciones que tenía el rey y que han descendido conforme a lo que es su papel ahora mismo. Subject: Juan Carlos wields no real power. To immediate White House situation room for Mr. Paxio. States RCI Operation Sentence Mr. Fry NMC Attention CIA Rep Treasury Department Info for enero. warning notice sensitive intelligence sources and methods involved. Deduzco. La fecha 3 de agosto de 1974. The announcement in August 2 that Juan Carlos will chair the Spanish Council of Ministers meeting in August 9 suggests that Franco requires more time for recuperation. The New York Times in August 3 sees a comment in Madrid that Juan Carlos is demonstrating some power by calling the Council of Ministers together. The embassy, however, doubts that the prince wields any real power. It knows that the meetings venue in Franco's palace rather than Prince place the meeting under Franco's shadow. It also knows that several recent laws promulgated under Juan Carlos' name in fact were drafted under Franco's. Vale, está hablando de que el rey presidió el Consejo de Ministros y que pensaban que estaba asumiendo poder, pero la embajada creía que Juan Carlos realmente no tenía poder porque estaba bajo la sombra de Franco. Pues tenía razón. Carlist offer of support to Don Juan. Country, Spain. 22 de diciembre de 1948. The Franco government, which formally allowed to Carlos XVIII and his propagandists a monthly stipend of 30,000 pesetas, discontinued this allowance after Franco's interview with Don Juan. The Carlist propagandists, finding themselves without funds, wrote to Don Juan about mid-November 1988, offering him their service in return for a monthly remittance. Esto está negro. The pretender was amused by this offer. D. Conde de Ransom has authority for the statement that Carlos said himself has never claimed the Spanish throne, having simply been used by the Frankists as a trade to Don Juan. A ver, algo de que el candidato carlista quería una paga mensual o algo así, deduzco. Siguiente vamos con Juan Carlos alias. Information Report, Central Intelligence Agency, Secret, No Foreign Descent. Subject Juan Carlos, an alias. 9 February 1965. Date of info 1964. Washington, date January 1965. Former Cuban officer who served with the Cuban Intelligence Service until April 1964. Headquarters comments. The following report is one of a series containing personality information provided by the source and includes supplemental information from the records of this agency. It is requested that the addresses take no action on any of the individuals mentioned in the personality reports without first check with this agency. 1. Juan Carlos is an officer in the South American section of the Departamento Illegal Department of the Dirección General de Inteligencia, General Directorate of Intelligence, DGI. Prior to 1962, he was and attached at the Cuban embassy in Chile, but due to personal quarrel with Ulises del Mar of the Cuban embassy in Chile, he was returned to Cuba. 2. Juan Carlos was born in about 1940. He is 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs between 160 and 170 pounds, and has a heavy build or build. No, debe ser build. He has dark brown hair and light blue or green eyes. Headquarters comment. 1. The records of this agency reveal no identifiable information on Juan Carlos. Diana of Wales. Fecha 6 de noviembre de 1985. Letter to the editor. Newsweek. 444 Madison Avenue, New York. New York. Y el código postal. Please allow me just a bit of space to expand on your obituary of Charles Douglas Home, late editor of the Times of London. What you published was accurate but, due to this brevity, misleading. You wrote that Charlie boosted the Times circulation with contents, gossipy features, and front-page photos of Diana, Princess of Wales. He did, but Charlie also turned the Times into one journalist's most powerful engines of ideas. He opened the op-ed page to articles by leading thinkers, including Paul Johnson, Alan Chalfont, and David Hart, and Charlie's own editorials on communism, economics, defense, education, and religion were among the most timely and brilliant of our age. By boosting circulation and powering his newspaper to unprecedented intellectual haste, often while in great pain from the illness that in the end took his life, Charlie was more than a successful editor. He was a great one. Carlos 5. Esto es sobre los sospechosos del atentado del 11S de 2003. No, del 93. Y tenemos a Muhammad Salameh, de 25 años, jordano, que vivía en Jersey City, Nueva Jersey. Fue arrestado el 4 de marzo y parece que estaba implicado. Nida Ayad, 25 años, de Kuwait, vivía en Maplewood, debe ser Nueva Jersey, ingeniero químico, arrestado el día 10 de marzo. Y lo mismo. Mahmoud Abu Halima, 33 años, egipcio, vivía en Greenwich, también Nueva Jersey. Cab driver, creo que era como no sé, conductor de algo, arrestado en Egipto y traído a los Estados Unidos el 24 de marzo. Bilal Al-Qaisi, 26 años, jordano, Nueva York, área residente, arrestado el 25 de marzo, charged with aiding and abetting the bombing. Eso tengo que buscarlo. Ibrahim Gabroni, de 42 años, iraquí, tenía pasaporte iraquí, Brooklyn, contractor, debe ser contratista, arresto el 4 de marzo, cargos con obstrucción y posesión de pasaportes falsos. Ramzi Ahmed Youssef, 25 años, Jersey City, Nueva Jersey, residente que reportedly fled the country. Ni idea, pero también estaba incluido. Y cuando le doy para atrás, veis que es de el año 93. Terrorist Review 1983. Alien. Y es mi última búsqueda. Central Intelligence Agency. Classification Confidential Control US Officials Only. Security Information. Information Report. Country Romania. Subject Restriction of Movement of Aliens. Following a degree of the Romanian government, foreigners residing in Romania are not permitted to visit the following towns: Alba Iulia, Calarasi, Craiova, Buzău, Lidova, Ora de Amere, Turno Severin, Suoava, Batradornei, Aiud, Caranseves. The presence in these areas of factories producing secret weapons and the increasing active and passive resistance of the agrarian population are the main reasons for these restrictions. O sea que no los dejaban entrar porque estaban haciendo armas. Muy bien, inteligentes. Y atención, porque esto era para el Estado, Navy, FBI, Air. Bueno, pues con esto me despido. Si queréis ponerme algún comentario de algo que queréis que busque para próximos vídeos, pues ya sabéis, y nos vemos, seguiremos con la búsqueda. Bye.